and welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. I'm Silver.
And I'm Chaotic.
And I would like to say sorry for the inconsistency. Silver has been planting beans and corn.
Silver is a bean and corn planter.
It is that time of the year. I know Chaotic does not know this week's monster, but you guys will know via the title. So, Chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
This week's monster
Mm-hmm.
is, I feel like, a combination of the Pokemon Drowsy, a certain feisty Pomeranian from My Hero Academia,
Uh-huh.
and Bloody Mary.
Huh? I don't think those three go together.
We are traveling back to Japan this week, as we are going to be talking about the Baku.
Okay.
And during research for this creature, every time I typed in Baku, I kept getting things for Baku X Deku and other.
I bet you found a lot of nice fan art.
Yeah.
Is this the thing that eats dreams or nightmares or whatever?
Yes.
Hell yeah. I'm excited.
You'll see how the Drowsy is pretty much is the Baku,
Mm-hmm.
because the Baku looks kind of like a tapir, if you know what a tapir is.
Yes.
A tapir, in my description, is kind of like a pig-elephant combination. But the Baku has been described as kind of a chimeric monster containing the parts of the trunks and tusks,
Mm-hmm.
trunk and
The
tusks. Yes. Trunk and tusks of an elephant,
Uh-huh.
the ears of a rhinoceros,
Uh-huh.
the tail of a cow, the body of a bear, and the paws of a tiger.
Why do they keep chimerying the hell out of these creatures? These creatures are just sewn together in some lab.
Pretty much. Well, this one was, the Baku's made up of all the leftover parts of other animals, and he's considered to be one of the gods' favorite.
Okay. A teacher's pet. We got you.
The Baku kind of originated in China and then got moved to Japan,
Mm-hmm.
where it gained a little more of its abilities,
Mm-hmm.
or kept some, changed some. Mo also at that time meant like some sort of giant panda,
Mm-hmm.
as well as I believe it's the Malayan tapir was also called it.
Malayan tapir? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
because the Malayan tapir is a tapir that is black and white. So it
My
kind of resembles a
brain
giant.
heard it, but like the delay was like, no.
Because the Malayan tapir was the same color as a giant panda. So it was like one of those, some type of like a cryptozoological animal.
Mm-hmm.
Then it get kind of moved into yokai territory in Japan. I don't believe it. I believe it is a yokai and not a yurei. I believe yurei is their ghosts and such, if I remember right.
Mm.
As you mentioned earlier, the Baku's main job is eating nightmares. And this ability can be extended through the use of like talismans and amulets, and even stitching the name and or picture of a Baku onto your pillow in order to help prevent nightmares.
Mm-hmm. Imagine just sleeping with the Baku.
There is you remember how I mentioned Bloody Mary, right?
Yes.
You know the process for summoning Bloody Mary.
Yes.
Without doing it, would you like to describe that?
The general tradition, some require you to write her name on the mirror, but either way, you look in the mirror, you turn off the lights, you repeat her name 3 times like she's Beetlejuice, and she will appear.
Well, Like Beetlejuice and Bloody Mary, if you wake up from a bad dream, you can say the phrase, Baku-san, come eat my dream, 3 times in a row.
Okay.
And the Baku will come eat your dream that you had.
Have you tried it?
I have not, because there is a catch.
Oh, Lord. I don't like that.
If you do it too many times, the Bakus will not only eat your nightmares, but will eat your hopes and dreams. And this leaves the person to live an empty life.
That's extremely depressing.
So, if a Baku eats too many of your dreams, if you have no hopes or dreams, are you just living like a neutral life?
I guess. Like just a mediocre life is what I'm assuming.
Still depressing a little bit. You can also summon him to your bedside before you have the bad dreams.
Mm-hmm.
In general, the Baku is usually seen as a force of good and kind of like a protector of humans.
I don't know if I would go that far. I mean, I get it, but like if they're making me live a mediocre life when I ask for their help, they maybe know better than the devil. I don't know.
I mean, that's only if you're over asking, but they don't exactly say how many
Yeah,
times is over asking.
like what if you asked once and they're like, all right, this is your fucking limit, bro? Like, who knows? Maybe that day's a bad day for them.
Maybe there's many Baku in your, but just the one in your area is just short tempered.
Yeah, the one in your area has like the shortest temper and the most clients. So every time somebody calls him, he's like, what the do you want?
He's getting fed too much, that's why. Or maybe with the more people, the more times he'll do it because he'll be able to eat more. So he wouldn't have to take your hopes and dreams. That's all I kind of had for the Baku. There isn't much on the Baku besides that.
Oh.
Which is a lot, but it's also not. It seems like the nicer the monster, the less info.
It is a lot. I mean, it's a lot. Their job is vast.
Yeah.
But like there's just not a lot behind that. They're basically a Japanese Sandman. And once you've used that Sandman too much, the Sandman fucks you up. So just a recap for everybody. It takes away your life, all of your hopes and dreams. It's like, here you go, be mediocre. Which I guess in a lot of instances, like mine, you would just still be living the same life. There's not a whole lot they'd be taking, you know?
Nah.
Nah.
You got a lot.
No.
Uh,
Is there any stories? Do we have? I was choking on my tea. Is there any stories that we have regarding the Baku?
I do not have any stories.
Rip. Are you gonna tell us a bedtime story instead?
No, because if I do, you probably have to call the Baku.
Oh, Jesus.
We'll leave that for the in case the monsters break glass for you to tell us a story.
Okay.
But the Baku is in some modern day media. As I mentioned before, we got Drowsy Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome from Pokemon is Muna,
Uh-huh.
which is like a purple Drowsy. It's a lot cuter looking, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got this Wanted Monster Rancher, Yokai Watch, How to Keep a Mummy anime. In Digimon, there's a Digimon called Bakumon, which is its Japanese name, but in English it is known as Tapirmon. Then there is various types of artists, like wooden block paintings and art of it.
Wooden block paintings.
Yes, from because it's an old yokai.
Mm.
And then of course YouTube videos and podcast episodes about it, like ours.
Yeah.
So if you ever see a long-nosed, tapir-like monster, that would probably be the Baku. So with that, would you like to move on to Mayhem?
Yes. Hit me with your mayhem theories. I don't even know. I guess they're like not in my book. They're not like big on mayhem. They kind of eat mayhem.
I see them as a Monsters Inc. group.
Mm.
Like they all have like business suits and they're businessy. They each got their own districts they cover.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a lot of them, I figure there's a group of them. Maybe they just cover Japan. I did have a role for them in the school kind of picked out. Would you like to hear that?
Yes.
So we got our sportsy people already. We got our teachers.
Teachers.
Yeah, we got our sports people. We got our teachers. The one
Mm-hmm.
I think the Baku fits best, guidance counselor, because
Oh,
he
that would be
eats
a
your
good
hopes and
one.
dreams.
That would be a good one. You're so right. I don't want to. Never mind.
I feel
Oh
like
my
they
god.
would be good with the guidance counselor. Be good
I
as
agree.
guidance counselor.
I agree. I think you got it spot on. I'm gonna be honest.
Do you think the Baku as the guidance counselor be one of those happy-go-lucky guidance counselors, or one of those depressed ones that are just always looking angry all the time because they gotta hear or eat all the nightmares?
Mm, I don't know. I feel like it's the day. Like I feel like they could be happy go lucky, but like on a day on the day after they've had to do a lot of work the day before, they're coming in grouchy. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Like they absorb their
Yeah.
negative
Yeah.
nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if when a Baku eats your dream, if they have to experience it, or if they see it,
Maybe. I don't know.
or if they just eat it like soup
They probably eat it like a face hugger.
with their
They
long
just
trunk, just
all up on your face.
your face or through your ears, maybe.
Maybe through your ears. It felt more romantic if it was at the face, but maybe they just latch onto your temple and just.
You never know what they do with that trunk. So, I mean,
Yo, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I feel like most media does like dreams and mind stuff through the ears. It seems like a lot of people in Japan still like the Baku. So I like you said, don't think there'd be any really hunting it down. Not very mayhemy.
No, I don't think they're very mayhemy for sure. I agree. They're just small menaces in small ways. Slight inconvenience, you know?
They only become a slight inconvenience if you slightly inconvenience them by summoning too much.
Exactly.
Summoning them too much.
Summoning?
Summoning.
Summoning?
Yeah. That's all I can think of.
Okay.
So I guess this is a shorter episode,
Mm-hmm.
but I'd still like to thank our patrons of Mondi, Nuggies, Ruby, and Mage. I have no news as I'm still busy. Haven't been able a chance to work on anything. Like our TikToks or website page if we eventually get one. Any news for Chaotic?
We do have our St. Jude Play Live DVD tournament coming up at the end of the month. And I swear, I promise, I swear, by the time you guys get this episode, there will be a Monsters Break Glass episode out. I've got it half typed up, and I had the worst midweek / end week of my life. So I have not finished it. But yeah, we will I will be getting on that after this weekend. So Monday, Tuesday, you should be looking at it to be put up. So it'll be there by Wednesday when you guys listen to this.
I'm looking forward to reading it. I'm sure our patrons are as well. And we'll figure out some more stuff eventually once we're less busy at this time of year.
Yes.
Planting season is almost over. We've got all the beans in, so just got to get through corn.
Yes.
Which is easier.
Mm-hmm.
For me, at least. And Chaotic with the outro?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern-day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem we might get into. Okay, I'm fine. My whole headset. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you for checking on me. My whole headset flew.